walking papers shows all of us that with hope as our foundation, anything is possible. Prologue. Not so long ago, I began to have a recurring dream. In the dream, I'm floating. My body is weightless, and I'm drifting. I feel completely at ease and at peace, both in body and mind. I'm calm, yet self-aware. There are no sounds, and I'm without anxiety. I'm bathed in a warm white light that surrounds me completely. I'm literally floating in the clouds. My dream is so astonishing that it wakes me up. Instantly, I'm brought down to earth. Back in reality, I don't float, and I'm not weightless. I'm made of flesh and bone, and more than many people, I'm subject to the laws of gravity. I have a spinal cord injury. I cannot feel or move most of my body. Lying in my bed, it's as if there's a giant invisible weight pressing down on me. It is hard for me to turn onto my side, adjust my pillow, or even pull up the sheets, unless I have someone to help me. If I'm thirsty and want to drink from the glass of water on the nightstand, I can't reach for it. If I want to get into my wheelchair and leave the room, I have to ask someone to move me. If no one's available to help, I wait. What does it feel like to be immobilized in this way? After 7 years of being injured, I still find this so hard to describe. To put into words what it feels like is like trying to give a blind person an accurate depiction of what it's like to see. It's just so strange. In one sense, I feel the kind of numbness you'd expect after a trip to the dentist, except that my whole body is frozen, from my shoulders down to my toes. Even so, I do still feel something. The diagnosis I was given at the time of my injury was that my paralysis was complete, but in fact, the reality has always been far more complex. Yes, I feel numbness, but it's accompanied by a constant pins and needles sensation throughout my middle and lower body, the sensory equivalent of static on the radio at a very loud level. Most of the time, this incessant buzzing is somewhat annoying, but at other times, it comforts me. It lets me know I have legs and a body, and that I am alive. I also feel a degree of hot and cold, but in a way that is somewhat delayed. For instance, I can sense temperature in my legs, but only after they are very cold or very hot. At times, I feel a sensation of water spraying my skin, like I'm taking a cold shower, but I'm completely dry. I'm aware of pain in my body if it becomes too great, through a wave of extreme heat and sweating. If my left leg is in a lot of pain, the right side of my face will sweat, and I feel a surge of heat in my left leg. So, in a sense, I do still feel things, but differently. The signals that my brain receives are confused. The problem lies at the core of my body, in my damaged spinal column that runs from my brain through the vertebrae of my spine all the way to my tailbone. Until my injury, I hadn't taken the time to think about the essential role that this long bundle of tissue and nerves plays in our everyday lives. The principal function of the spinal cord is as a connector. It carries nerve fibers, also called axons, from the brain to the rest of the body, and from the body to the brain. Thanks to the spinal cord, 1,000 simple messages are transmitted around the body on a daily basis. The brain wants something, so it asks the body to get it, sending its message through the spinal cord. The body feels discomfort, so asks the brain to do something about it. Again, the message is transmitted via the spinal cord. All this works beautifully, as long as the spinal cord is intact. But when I broke my neck, the 2 vertebrae just below the back of my head shattered like glass, cutting into my spinal column and severing the connection between brain and body completely. After that, the whole system shut down. The nerve fibers coming from the brain, which are responsible for muscle control and movement, could no longer make their connections.